doggy, we're going to have a good time today. Oh, yeah, it is Mardi Gras, yeah. Oh, and we're hanging out on the Big Easy, or at least, you know, the Big Easy North, still in the South. What's up, smarty people? We're talking about Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras Fat Tuesday. What is up, smarty people? It's KeysDAN RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live in a living color from the Radio What Studios. And this is the KeysDAN Show, talking a little bit about the origins of Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras, baby. Fat Tuesday. The origins of Mardi Gras can be traced to medieval Europe. Did you know that? Did you know that? Passing through Rome and Venice in the 17th and 18th centuries to the French House of the Bourbons. Yeah, the Bourbons. From here, the traditional revelry of bœuf gras or fatted calf followed France to her colonies. On March 2nd, 1699, French-Canadian explorer Jean-Baptiste Lemoyne Sieur de Benneville arrived at a plot of ground 60 miles directly south of New Orleans and named it Point du Mardi Gras. When his men realized it was the eve of the festival holiday, Bienville also established Fort Louis de Louisiane, which is now Mobile. In 1702, in 1703, the tiny settlement of Fort Louis de la Mobile celebrated America's very first Mardi Gras. In 1704, Mobile established a secret society, Masque de la Mobile, similar to those that form our current Mardi Gras crews, Krews. It lasted until 1709. In 1710, the Bœuf Gras Society was formed and paraded from 1711 through 1861. The procession was held with a huge bull's head pushed along wheels by 16 men. Later, Rex would parade with an actual bull draped in white and signaling the coming Lenten meat fast. This occurred on Fat Tuesday. New Orleans was established in 1718 by Bienville. By the 1730s, Mardi Gras was celebrated openly in New Orleans, but not with the parades we know today. In the early 1740s, Louisiana's governor, the Marquis de Vaudreuil, established elegant society balls, which became the model for the New Orleans Mardi Gras balls of today. The earliest reference to Mardi Gras Carnival appears in a 1781 report to the Spanish colonial governing body. That year, the Perseverance Benevolent and Mutual Aid Association was the first of hundreds of clubs and carnival organizations formed in New Orleans. By the late 1830s, New Orleans held street processions of maskers with carriages and horseback riders to celebrate Mardi Gras. Dazzling gaslight torches, or flambeaux, lit the way for the crew's members and lent each event an exciting air of romance and festivity. In 1856, 6 young Mobile natives formed the Mystic Crew of Comus, C-O-M-U-S, invoking John Milton's hero, Comus, to represent their organization. Comus brought magic and mystery to New Orleans with dazzling floats, known as tableau cars, and masked balls. Crew members remained anonymous. In 1870, Mardi Gras' second crew, the 12th Night Revelers, was formed. This is also the first recorded account of the Mardi Gras throws. Newspapers began to announce Mardi Gras events in advance, and they even printed Carnival edition lithographs of parades, fantastic float designs. After they rolled, of course, themes and floats were always carefully guarded before the procession. At first, these reproductions were small, and details could not be clearly seen. But beginning in 1886 with Proteus Parade, Visions of Other Worlds, these chromolithographs could be produced in full, saturated color, doing justice to the float and costume designs of Carlotta Boniface, Charles Breton, and B.A. Wickstrom. Each of these designers' work was brought to life by talented Parisian papier-mâché artist Georges Soulet, who for 40 years was responsible for creating all of Carnival's floats and processional outfits. In 1872, it was the year that a group of businessmen invented a king of Carnival, Rex, to preside over the first daytime parade. To honor the visiting Russian Grand Duke, Alexis Romanov, the businessman introduced Romanov's family colors of purple, green, and gold as Carnival's official colors. Purple stands for justice, gold for power, and green for faith. This was also the Mardi Gras season that Carnival's improbable anthem, "If I Ever Cease to Love," was cemented, due in part to the Duke's fondness for the tune. The following year, floats began to be constructed entirely in New Orleans instead of France, culminating with Comus's magnificent The Missing Links to Darwin's Origin of the Species, in which exotic papier-mâché animal costumes served as the basis for Comus to mock both Darwin's theory and local officials, including Governor Henry Warmoth. In 1875, Governor Warmoth signed the Mardi Gras Act, making Fat Tuesday a legal holiday in Louisiana, which it still is. Like Comus and the Twelfth Night Revelers, most Mardi Gras crews today developed from private social clubs with restrictive membership policies. Since all of these parade organizations are completely funded by their members, New Orleanians call it the greatest free show on earth. Well, how about that? That's a little bit about Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras history. Have you ever been to New Orleans? Have you ever been to New Orleans on Mardi Gras? I mean, they pretty much have a celebration in the French Quarter on Bourbon Street. Usually you can buy little trinkets that are Mardi Gras themed, that are French themed, that are themed in the traditions of Mardi Gras. If you ever get the chance to go at Mardi Gras time, go experience the Carnival. Do it while you're young, or do it while you're old. It's never too late. Get on out there and celebrate Mardi Gras. But if you can't get to New Orleans, celebrate in your own kind of way. Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday. And if you're Catholic, tomorrow's Lent. You got to give some stuff up. This has been the KeysDAN Show. Stick around for more. It's KeysDAN, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here. Aye.